SimTheWorld here. We are back in Car Mechanics Simulator 2018. This is Friday, so it is our full restoration series, and I am checking out some cars here. There's a lot of options in the junkyard today. Things we can take a look at. Ooh, Lotus is a cool one. I like that they included this as a DLC, but I'm setting my eyes on, ooh, oh boy. What is this? We've got the Corvette C8 Stingray. And for $17,000, I don't think that's a bad price. There's not much here. If we pop the trunk, you can see there's not much of the engine left, but that seems to be typically how the junkyard builds go. You got the engine block, you got some bad camshafts. We do have a bit of the suspension. I'm surprised to see that, but I think we're taking this one home with us. For a junkyard car, I'm actually really impressed. It looks a lot better in the garage. Paint job looks great, although everything's at a real low percentage. I don't know. There must not be a rust model or something for the car, because this looks just too damn good. Same with the interior. The interior is supposed to be bad. I don't know about you guys. Oh, I guess I see some rust over on the door right there. Maybe that's what they're talking about. The rest of this, of course, I would be really happy to see in my own personal car. It looks much cleaner than I have currently. Yeah, we can't drive, so let's get on out. So we got a lot of work ahead of us. I want to take apart the body. That's always the first thing with these modded cars that I like to do, is getting a... Oh wow, you got two radiators up front there behind the headlights. So yes, I like to take apart all the body components, try to... They often... Yeah, you got a clamshell piece there. We got the trunk here. You want to figure out all the different pieces. Yeah, left fender. It's not quite where you'd expect them to be. So, I think that should be about it. I'm not seeing any other parts. Maybe something will come out with the dash. We'll find out for sure when we go to purchase the pieces in the shop. But I'm going to get this over to the lifter. We've got quite a bit of work ahead of us. I'm going to tear this apart completely and probably figure out something for the engine. Can we swap this engine? No, we can't. It's standard V8, so nothing to do there. Actually would have been... I don't know if the Corvettes do come with a V8 or a V10 option. But I feel like this would be the type of car that would be acceptable to see it in. So then again, I guess the Corvette tends to be a midlife crisis car, so to keep it in that price range where a lot of people can hit it, it probably is a V8, or probably now currently a V6. I bet they got a lot of options for that too. So enough chatter. I'm going to come back when we got this torn apart. Specifically, I want to rebuild this and see what it all looks like, clean and fully restored. So everything's ripped apart. As you can see, the body looks pretty good, but the rust of the body is there. The global parts condition is 1%. Everything's down to 1%. Frame and interior is still dirty. But this car is worth only 800 bucks this way. Let's see what happens when we do some cleaning of the interior and we fix the frame. Should raise the value, hopefully. There we go. It doesn't look much different, but it's already up to $5,000. That ain't too bad. Of course, this is not what we're here to do. I want to get to work on the suspension, getting everything installed. Then I've got an engine. It needs a little bit of work still, but we'll get that all situated and in place. So I like with these modern cars, I don't know how many you guys have worked with. I know a lot of our series, they tend to be older vehicles. You get a lot more of the Type B parts, the parts that are less commonly used, which I think is pretty cool. It is... sometimes I get tired of the same leaf spring suspension setup and the same wheel hubs and doing all the same stuff over and over again. Sometimes it's nice just to dive in and pick out parts out of the shop that I don't normally use. Of course, I will complain here. I want to paint the calipers on this thing so bad. Please, Car Mechanic Simulator 2021, be good to us. Let us paint the calipers. And for that matter, you know, really any of the body parts or any of the interior parts like this. Like I could make the case for painting the sway bar and really painting any of the suspension components down here. I want to make sure the different tires that came off were different sizes on the front and back. So you can see I did a chrome black rim and we got slicks on the front. I think this thing's going to go pretty quick, so I want to be ready for anything. Of course, maybe if we have time at the end of the episode, we'll run it over to the track and see how it looks. Anything's possible. If you guys are enjoying the full restoration series, be sure to let me know down in the comments below if you have a car that you'd like to take a look at. Not everything is in the mod shop, and I don't claim to be any sort of expert in customizing and creating mods. I can use a car editor to swap a couple engines if need be. We've done that for the previous episode, but don't look to me for any sort of creative input. I am not skilled in modding, nor have I tried, really. I'm sure we could do something, but there are so many more skilled people, especially in the Steam Workshop that are putting mods together, that just like this Corvette here. And that actually reminds me, let me get this tire on. I want to really showcase this mod and how much he included in the body parts. So this is all the different body parts that you can choose from. So like I mentioned before, sometimes they add additional parts that you don't commonly use. So like here we have the engine cover. That we'll see what that does when we put it in. But instead of having different skin types, you can see that there are striped body parts. And in addition, he worked around something that I've had such an issue with this game, is different leather interior colors for the car, which is fantastic. So if you want a white interior Corvette, you can do that. I believe that there are other, the steering wheels are different colors too. You can do brown, you can do black. I chose to go with black. We're going with a blacked out theme, but I just wanted to make a note of that. It is really cool to see. All right, so suspension's almost done. We are, of course, I'm using all tuning components where I can. This is looking pretty good. The tires fit pretty well. I don't notice a big difference in the different sizes, but that's okay. I want to install our radiators because we have 4 radiators in this car. I don't understand it. I think I need some brake parts too. Let me jump over to the shop. I try to get most of these beforehand, but unless I'm going to rebuild this twice, sometimes it's a guessing game for me as well. Maybe, yeah, here's the other radiator. So many. Oh, and we need fans for them too. I didn't expect that. We gotta finish this up though. Of course, I did a lot of the tuning parts already. There's not a whole lot left to do. I tried to get most of it done, but I don't want to just skip all the building components too. This is what the game is about. We are the mechanics in the shop. this is why you guys, I assume, are watching, is to see the building process, not just showcasing the vehicles. Although both are fun, both are necessary, and this just takes a minute to get finished up. Look at this. It looks like I did track down most of the parts for this. I feel like I've built this engine many times over now. I don't know about you guys. I feel like there are a few engine types that are mainly used in the game. Although there are a lot to choose from, they don't feel like they come through the shop that often. You have the couple V8 engines, you have the couple OHV engines to choose from, things like that. But okay, so I think this now is done. Let's pull the engine off. We're going to get this installed. This is the other thing. I know in Diesel Brothers Truck Building Simulator, I keep mentioning the game in these videos, but they do a good job at giving an open feeling garage that you can move around and move things around in. This is a perfect example of we should be able to move the engine crane to the rear, because that's where the engine goes, not in the trunk, or not in the, yeah, the trunk here in the front. I'm going to throw some oil in here. I think we got a few things to do underneath. We got to put in the transmission, I think. Now that I think of it, it's a little weird that we installed the tires, and I don't know if we put a gearbox in here. Yeah, look at that. Oh, it's getting a little glitchy there. Can we just install that over top? Oh, he might lose points now for design if this is how it's set up. You get a gearbox. Yeah, because if the rear axle isn't connected to the gearbox, that's kind of little immersion braking. Yeah, I think that's it. Interesting. Global parts condition, what are we missing? Take a look through here. The starter, of course, the starter. I don't think I have one on me, so back to the store. Take just a second, though. That is something I know some people have mentioned in the comments of my previous videos, is a sort of waiting time on the shop. That way you put an order in, and somebody delivers the parts in a little bit, make it a little more realistic. Alright, we got the 100%. Now is the time I've been waiting for, and hopefully you guys have been too. I want to show off the different body components and where they go. Go to assembly mode. So I found the left trunk tail light is the steering wheel. Got the black leather. We're going to have to... Now the front clamshell, I got all three different versions because I'm curious what it looks like. Okay, so this has the stripes, so we don't want that. I'm not doing the stripes with this build. In addition, it looks like it's just got the open top with the stripes, so we will just put the regular top in. I guess that gives it the convertible feel. That's something we don't see in the games too often. Which I'll make mention. If you guys saw my video about the Revhead series, I haven't decided if we're doing a full series through that or not. But I would like to mention that they did come out with a couple DLCs already. And those include a convertible theme pack. So you can have a convertible car there that you can build and race and upgrade and all that good stuff. So there are options. Now where is this Corvette going to be from? Let's go with North Carolina. Go with it. I don't know if they need a front license plate. I just always assume. Sometimes I'll be stuck with it. Let's see. But yeah, if you guys are interested in Revhead, it's an older game. 2017 it was the release date, but it does have a lot of functionality that I feel like you guys have been looking for in the car mechanic simulator series. Alright, what am I missing? Engine cover. Oh, how am I supposed to get to the engine cover? So if you couldn't tell, based on the rims, I do really want to paint this car black. Yeah. Go straight black. We're not doing chrome. Chrome is really shiny, but I don't feel like it fits that well on the car. Okay, we did the blackout theme, but you can see it's a black and red theme, and I noticed these fenders come off, and they look very distinctive, so I wanted to paint these individually. Of course, until we have an option of actually painting these and customizing how it looks painted, we're going to be kind of stuck painting the whole thing. But yes, I want to paint them red. And see how that looks. I really hope in the new title it gives us better options for painting and specifying the parts that we paint. Because this looks good, but I wish, like, this is what I wanted to paint red. That little curve. Of course, until we get something. Yeah. Like, painting that little edge red would have been perfect, though. I will say, it doesn't look bad. I think it looks pretty good as it is. The best we can do as far as doing little designs on the paint that aren't just skins. You guys let me know your thoughts down in the comment below. Those look a little orange from the side. That's kind of funny. But hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Thanks for watching as I simulate my life one game at a time. If you enjoy this video, please be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss any of the future action. You can follow on Twitter for updates of future games being played, as well as follow on Twitch, as I'll occasionally stream live. Thanks, and I'll see you next time at SimTheWorld.